Night has fallen and you're weary from travel. Stars fill the sky above, and in front of you is a brightly lit wooden house, the only building you've seen for days.
好，走向房子。
You walk toward the house, hearing the sounds of laughter and talk as you reach the door and push it open.
好，进去，听到笑声跟交谈声。
You sit down and join the game. It's a cheap buy-in, and not many of the other players are very good.
四处张望看看。
The lady fiddling with dice gets good cards, but has no real strategy. The man to your right seems to just hold on to the highest cards he has, regardless of suit or any consideration of matches.
其他人呢？大家打牌打得怎么样？
The man in gray across from you, though, he's good. He already had the largest pile of coins when you bought in, and while your winnings grow quickly, you can't quite catch him.
这个灰衣男人很厉害哦。
One by one, the other players leave the table, sometimes with pique or with wry humor, leaving their winnings with you or the man in gray.
看来整场桌子上就只剩下我跟他是最厉害的了。筹码越来越多了，只剩下我们两个了。我拿10、11、12、13、1，顺子。
Finally, it's just you and the man in gray. He looks at you.
最后一局定胜负。
Last hand.
没有其他选项。OK， 我跟。
He deals, you draw, and look at your hand. It's good. It's great. The best hand, in fact.
同花顺，皇家同花顺，没人能打败我了。
The man in gray pushes forward his whole pile. You're not sure exactly how much it is.
我跟不了。
It's more than you've
好吧，
got.
弃
The
牌。
man in gray stops you. Now, if you like, I'll let you wager your word. I know you'll be good for it. Just promise you'll pay the debt, however I ask.
只要你愿意，让你用承诺做赌注，只要你保证，不管我要求什么，你都会遵守诺言。我看一下牌面。
Yep. 10, Jack, Queen, King, Ace. All spades.
我向你保证。
The man in gray smiles.
好吧，我跟住
All right, then.
亮牌。干嘛啊？第一张。
Well, your luck wasn't so good, was it? That's quite the hand, but not for the game we're playing. I'm afraid you owe me. Your life, sure, but more than that, your labor.
我要替你卖命，继
You
续。
see, this land is built on stories. It's one big story, this country, woven of many small ones. Few of the small ones are
美
strictly
国都是
true,
由
and
各
the
种
big
故事组
story,
成的，
all the
很多都
stories
是
and
谎言。
songs and myths and legends start somewhere, with a seed. As they're told and retold and passed around, to pay your debt to me, you'll be carrying stories, finding the seeds first and then spreading them, telling them onwards so they can begin gaining. Most of the stories you'll find will be small seeds, They might be true. The more important stories are the true ones. The ones people will tell you about their own life. The more true stories you can find and tell, the more you can weave that truth into the big Now, go ahead. You tell me a story.
他叫我去收集故事，在这个美国的这个地方旅行。你讲述了在夜间缓缓行驶，那就是你从一个地方到地方收集故事，然后传播它们。人们不喜欢反复听相同的故事，但也许在这个州的陈词滥调，到别的州就成了全新登场了。死亡改变结局，继续财富、命运、运气、天堂、渴望、充实、期待、成真、选择、道德。你讲述了云雾散去的故事。你最迫切的渴求，你最大的愿望，天堂、巨石糖果山、黄金果、应许之地，是不是就在山的那边？传说彼处水如酒，我不知道在哪。财富、命运、运气，古字骰子的故事，有意思是坏运气，专爱找倒霉蛋。在这个国度试试你的运气吧，看看骰子怎么对待你。也不全是坏运气，你去努力工作，我给你一样礼物，让你看清人们的真面目，这可没几个人能做得到。
I'll strip away your flesh to make the journey easier, but still you hunger, weariness, thirst, and despair, and death, yes, but don't worry.
只要我还没死亡，这个故事就不会结束。
You sometimes have to make choices about what kind of story you're finding.
有时候呢，你会选择想要探求的故事是爱情呢，还是悲剧？不过别收集太多同类故事，宏大的故事应当丰富多彩。上路吧，寻求者，找故事的人。也许我会再跟这个人相见，也许不会。不管怎么样，都是一段体验。他很嫉妒我，希望我能得偿所愿。好，我们开始了我们在美国找故事的旅程啦。
This bungalow is being ransacked. There's furniture piled in the front yard, ammunition heaped under the mailbox, and a crowd of clean-cut men ripping apart a car in the driveway.
有人正在打劫这座小屋，前院里堆满了家具，信箱下堆满了弹药。一群衣衫褴褛的人砸开了街上的一辆汽车。奇怪哦。
The two heavily armed, mud-caked women
两个浑身的泥巴的女人
share the same bored grin. One shouts at you.
给两个好姑娘借根烟吧。 好啊。你们手上有拿枪。你最想给他的烟蒂，这些男人却拔出枪，把你狠狠推到地上。你认识这些姑娘？他们问道。我不认识啊。
Once they've dumped your bag out into the road, they decide you're harmless. If you were selling booze too, you'd have a lot more cash, sneers one. On the porch behind him, the two bootleggers are fingering their empty rifles, grinning in disappointment.
就先沿着这条路前进吧。为了履行你对二郎先生的承诺义务，你的目标是寻找分散在美国各地共16位角色，和他们互相讲故事，直到取得他们的信任，并完成他们的故事情节。前面这里有一个故事，我们来这边看一下。我觉得声音还是有点大。选项 Sound Music 降到这样。好，继续旅途。寻找。离开道路往树林里走时，你情不自禁地经过一棵老树，树下有个包裹绑在结实木棍上，蒙布没有裹得足够严实，里面藏着什么东西，块头很大，轮廓起伏，从包裹里露出一双小眼睛，向你眨了眨眼。打招呼，不明物开口了。拜托，别跟我爸爸说我在这。他小声地说。为什么不行？爸爸再也不想和我们住一块了，但我想和他一起走。不要告诉他，千万别，我就躲着吧。好，我不会说的。你告诉男孩自己保守他的秘密。你在那也没见到他的父亲。方圆数英里，你没见到另一个活物。跟父亲一起逃跑的男孩。前面就是波特兰了。继续往前走吧。你知道，他们不是每年都来的。老人坐在破败的河堤边上，弯曲的双腿在水面上晃荡，看向对岸岩石上一对互相梳理羽毛的海鸥。 询问原因。当渔获不错的时候，他敲了敲陶制的大烟管，倒出一些黑色厚重的废烟渣。我想，下一年的渔获也会不错的。什么？又一年？这个小镇又过了一年了。他脸上露出笑容，回答道：“如果海鸥来了，就意味着这里有足够的鱼。” Hello， 这里还有一个故事。女人在小镇广场上。
Confident stride and inimitable mannerisms elevating the sidewalk into a plush Hollywood carpet. Wrapped around her
四下打听
a yellow velvet ribbon, bright as an ocean sunrise. You question a well-dressed man parked outside an oyster house. Prudish woman. I took her on a fine date, and she didn't remove so much as a ribbon. You talk with a waitress smoking outside a diner. Something funny about her. Just showed up one day. Doesn't work, doesn't live anywhere as far as I know. Just around. Myself, I'd love to know who made all her beautiful clothes. You ask the woman if you may join her at a public bench. You may. Lovely outside, isn't it? Her eyes are beautiful. You can see storm clouds on the horizon.
看到地平线上暴风翻滚而来，爬上去，爬到了尽头，气喘吁吁，雨点打了下来，把耳朵贴在门上。
Sounds like a man's voice, deep and rough. Well, behave yourself. I'll open the door. After a moment, the door unlatches from the inside and opens. The man before you is tall and muscular, with a hint of a paunch. Despite the rough exterior, this room looks like a well-appointed parlor. There's a rug on the well-trod wooden floor, and an enormously plush couch. A few years. The tall one sits on the sofa, wrapping his arm casually around the other lighthouse keeper. 5. You wake up the next morning on their old sofa, still warm from an excess of tea.
好，继续看一下地图。KKVT， 按 Q 可搭乘过路的顺风车。好远哦，先走这里好了。徒步环美国，到波士顿了。
A dusty truck and a man on horseback pull up next to one another in front of the grocer. Suddenly, the driver and the rider, two wiry old men with identical haircuts, start shrieking at one another.
什么情况？
The man with the truck leaps into the street. "Brother!" he shouts. The one on the horse tumbles out of his saddle. "Brother!" he screams. They embrace in the road. 30 years, hollers the driver. The rider, tears streaming, everyone here is watching these two older men cry and hug one another in the middle of Main Street. Cars and wagons are backing up. People are yelling.
Take a photo of us.
The driver begs you.
我们先让开吧，不要挡别人的路了。
As you usher them onto the sidewalk, the driver says,
Joe, I thought you were dead.
The rider freezes.
好扯哦，根本就不认识，认错人了。北七北七。可以进去波士顿了。红砖绿树蓝天，天公作美，波士顿显得格外美丽。直到你深入城市，迷失在这个阴森诡异的老街区，探索。
This city is like no other you've been to. Crooked streets splay out in a maze of narrow passages, no two alike. Soon, you find yourself in twilight, utterly lost. Bright light, unable to afford rescue, you keep walking. The asphalt turns to crooked cobblestones. It's hard finding your way through in pitch darkness. You go by touch and sound. You quiet yourself, suddenly fearful. The clear sky tells you it's not thunder, but cannon fire. The city comes alive when you come to. There's no sign of the commotion, the war that you were just caught in.
赚钱，乞讨，找工作，找工作。你站在一家百货商店外，那里并不招零工。这时，有个怒气冲冲的女人扯着一条小猎狗冲到人行道上。喂，我说你，她说，帮我看着点，她行吗？她不停啃着鞋子，我马上就回来。好吧，帮你看一下啦，谢谢你。耶，我赚到小费了。好，我们去火车站看看。纽约 Detroit 不要，那我们商店有什么？这个是干嘛的？捡钱捡苹果汁，可以补爱心。我现在都应该很 OK 吧，所以不需要离开。这个是干嘛的？有一个火。营地啊，营地可以干嘛
？Hey there, stranger. You're welcome to enjoy this fire with me, if you're respectful, that is.
好啊，跟你一起烤火。
This here is my spot, and I ain't inclined to share it with any bad characters. You can call me Quinn.
Hi, Quinn.
These here are my venturing companions. Cass is the big un, and the one with the spots is Flip.
卡斯跟蹦蹦。
I usually beat my way on the rails, but the road news said this town was fat and the weather was fine. So I'm taking in the sights and seeing what I can drum up. I want to hear one of them venturing tales. Got any?
我会啊。你想听故事啊？这里列出了你当前收集的所有故事，因为老大的个人喜好，故事以按塔罗牌主题分类。这是每个故事的主题。假如你给此人讲一个爱情故事，对方就会援引个人生平和你说一些有关爱情、怜悯之类的话题。夜晚来临时，此图示会从左向右移动。当图示移动至最右端时，夜晚结束，你讲的故事也会进入尾声。你的交谈对象通常会告诉你他们接下来会去哪里，这样你还能再见到他们。如果你投其所好的给他们讲故事，就能获得他们的信任，而眼睛图示便会呈睁开状态。 当眼睛图标标为睁开状态后，下次重逢，他们会被你敞开心扉，更乐于讲述自己的生平故事。通过对话逐步达到此状态。初次见面时，不用刻意让眼睛变成睁开状态，旁侧敲击揭示他们。他想要一个曲折的故事啊，一个曲折的故事。什么曲折的故事？我就随便讲一个。是什么故事？讲有跟父亲逃跑的男孩，在缅甸州。那这个呢？这个是海鸥渔夫，然后这个是误认为失散兄弟。哦，这个好笑哎！我想跟他讲这个。
That was a chuckle to be sure.
啊，不怎么好笑，我觉得很好笑哎。
Well, they say there's an Indian grave around these. I used to love hearing stories of cowboys and Indians. Hey, tell me a funny story.
你要印第安人啊，这个你一定也不喜
Ain't
欢。
life got enough tears? Sad. Well, so you think I don't need you looking after me. So if you're offering, don't. And I thought I told you to be respectful. What you really ought to be asking yourself, hey, tell me.
干嘛啊？我是要跟你讲好。
Well, that sure was a downer. Give me a good venture tale instead. My family. There ain't no. I'm in the mood for.
我没有故事了。
Not sure I quite follow authority. I ain't nobody's little Angelina. I don't need no jocker looking out for me. So, you want to keep enjoy? Hey, tell me.
没故事了，都讲完了。
I don't get too much out of tales that are. What's my? I ain't looking for a traveling companion. I do find. Well, night's over. I think I'll see what's happening up the road this way. Didn't understand all your stories, but I'd gladly. The tramping life suits me just fine. With things being so depressed, folks walk plenty nice things to see.
啊，随便啦。机车，讲那么多故事你都不喜欢。
You hear the whippoorwill first, shrill and close. Then you see him, high up above the black streaks of wires. A lineman, fraying belt holding him to the pole. A damned bird, he's unsteady. His hands are shaky, and his body sways in the wind. You spot his tool bag next to the pole, worn and frayed, much like the man. You leave the man to his work and his vices. The whippoorwill cheers you on, whatever it's waiting for from.
我们就沿着这个公路走。地图。你走着走着，有只鸟，有只乌鸦挡住你的去路。它看着你，点点头，说了话：“你还有很长的路要走吧？还得去找那么多人。我是这样听说的。对于找人，我可是有点经验的。跟我说说吧。如果你愿意，那就再去找你的朋友吧，多问点他们事情。不过想 听更好的故事。好啊。这世界上最不缺的就是人，如果四处走走，肯定能找到另一个这样的朋友。在这片土地上，有更多有趣的人，这一点毫无疑问。他发出一声沙哑的笑声。总之，至少人类是这样。之后，他一飞冲天，再也看不见了。按住 LB 可吹口哨，如果与音符匹配，可更快进行。我要搭车，我要搭车，嘿！好，来这边看看，到纽约啦。
A few wanderers like you are looking for a place to camp.
We heard there's a Leatherman cave nearby.
You and the other wanderers find the cave easily, because someone's lit a fire there. His coat is crudely stitched from leather plates that squeak against each other.
The Leatherman.
他肯定不是鬼啦
You say, and point out his can of beans.
Je ne suis pas un fantôme,
The Leatherman says.
They're the ones who'll bury me.
这家餐厅的女服务生正在和一位常客分享一件古怪的故事，是从我嫂子那里听到的。她说这是发生在她女儿的朋友身上，这是真的。她发现你也在听啊，你以前听过这个吗？哪个？她给你讲一个关于渔夫和他的招鱼海鸥的故事。中途你发现这其实是海鸥和渔夫的故事，只不过已经被大肆修饰过了。你觉得这个怎么样？女服务生大喊：“真是个有趣的故事！”当然了，她赞同说道，而且是真的，每个字都是真的。继续。纽约，进来看一下喽！进入纽约，探索。
Belch black smoke as the ferry churns gray water into froth. A broad-shouldered figure leans out over the rail.
I wish you didn't have to go,
She says.
There's gotta be work on some of those buildings going up.
Her words are split by a sob.
Might as well be. My parents didn't come to New York for this.
失业而分手的夫妇，真可怜。我要赚钱，找工作。等待，绝对。快跑啊！离开！我被扣鞋了。
comes o'er the waters of this land, and by I'll see them far and long.
The stream is a clear, reflective shade of blue, unusual in this region where bog iron colors the river's brown. Across the way, a goat with great leather wings laps up the water. You now notice the unnatural absence of wildlife. No fish swim in the stream. No birds sing in the trees. The winged goat drinks with you. Cup the water in your hands, ice cold somehow. Your feet don't reach the bottom, so you float in the cool. The winged goat snorts and heads in the other direction.
费城。角落有辆卡车，里头的警察正在和电台另一端的人争吵。他不停地说：“不可能！”你听见电台里的人讲了关于有2个不同的妈生的，经常互相认错的4个长相一样的男人的疯狂故事。我发誓，事情是这样的：电梯里的警察坚持着，这是你灵光一闪，你知道这个故事只是一个陌生版本的。把对方误认为失散兄弟的2人，但有些片段被掠去或被替换了，不可能是真的。卡车上的警察叹了口气，他要是知道多好。
By nightfall, the hospitality of this sleepy hamlet, combined with their superstitious tales, has both overstuffed your stomach. In the moonlight, every valley and hollow at the feet of the Tappan Zee seems like a story, but something cuts through the noise. The muffled sound of hooves. He's astride a gigantic black courser, and though his boots are muddy, his voice is a rumbling croak, deep, but as though his throat is filled with thorns. Have you happened upon a cannonball around here? You mumble an apology and watch as he silently.
Hey, traveler, come to join my fire again? Well, I guess I know you well enough to let you set yourself down first. You remember Cass and Flip? You want to hear more about my travels? Well, sure. Hey, tell me one of those exciting... Were you trying to scare me? Well, you didn't go. This land sure is something. Tramping like I do makes me realize maybe things are so depressed. I want to hear one of them venturing tales. Ain't life got enough tear-jerkers in it without love story? Folks sure seem to be eat up with. Not sure I see. I want a story that scares me. That's the stuff, stranger. Spooky campfire tales are my favorite. Well, they say there's an Injun grave round these. I used to love hearing stories of cowboys and Injuns fighting it up. I want to hear a story about... That was a chuck truck. I figured sure, they were backed by... I want a story that... You spin a good yarn. I was shivering there for a little traps. Well, one time in Fort Worth, said a kid couldn't look out for him proper like. That they were fat in Fort Worth and they were going to the pound so that he could find him a good home. Well, before I could much argue, Flip bit the hell out of that busybody, and Cass and I joined in shortly. I don't guess I ain't going back to Fort Worth no more. Oh, heck, the night's over already. I sure enjoyed talking to you, but I gotta get on. I think I'll see what's happening up the road this way. The tramping life suits me just fine. With things being so depressed, folks walk around like it's plenty nice things to see if you know where to look.
华盛顿。
The mailman's uniform is dated and worn. He sits on the edge of the road, head in hand. The letter's addressed to a James Gibson Sr., 120 J Street. But the city stymies you.
Over here!
A woman in a brown coat overheard your question. As you round the corner, the world changes. Jace, the man who answers, is ancient and stooped. He peers at the letter.
I think it's from my son. I don't see so.
He fights it, but his face crumbles. Tears roll.
补个血歇。
Sorry, friend, but I gotta ask you not to get no closer unless I can see your hands at all times. Look too clean to be one of us. Alright, come and share my fire spell. Don't linger. These hills is full of it, and I'll give you cornbread. Got any hopeful stories to tell? I need something like... Stranger, miner's love. New woman comes sniffing around, you can't... Anyway, I need something to like... Come on, that's all made up. Authority, bosses, you break, you get... I need... Oh boy, you watch out now, I'll start chuckling.
Yes, 眼睛张开了。
The past. I remember looking between my mama's ankles down the road every evening. Still don't know if she would count the workers, praying about them. See anything exciting out there on the road? Mostly I just seen dogs. Brings me back. There was a time when me travel. Well, next time you take... That's just what a mining man looks like inside him. Got any funny stories? Come on, stranger. Traps. Yeah, keep thinking. Sometimes there's the men with their eyes. Morning. I gotta get going. Headed up that way. Won't be specific. For my safety and you. All ain't got no country. No worker neither. Worker ain't Virginian, Christian. Worker is a worker. If you're one of them, if you think I sound red, you...
He leans against a fence and turns to face you as you pass him by. At his back is a bag full of birdseed.
They look extinct to you?
You're not sure those dull gray pigeons look anything like the...
They're lovely creatures. Guileless, really.
You sense it's about time you start moving on. The women are oblivious to your approach. Their eyes are shut. Their touch, where they hold hands, is gentle. They speak in low tones, One stifles a burst of laughter, but it brings a smile to their faces. And we give thanks for those who have left us, who we wanted gone, for the skills to...
I'm gonna scrawl my name on the bare bones of the earth. I'm gonna dig my heels into the ground. 'Cause when that ferryman comes for to tally up my worth, I won't leave much to find.
坐上车子就下不来了，我的妈！
A sign in town says a farmer is hiring for the sugarcane harvest. A bag-eyed man drives you and 10 hungry strangers out into the cane. A young man in a red jacket stuffs all the hatchets in his pack. "This is stupid," he says. "I'm leaving. You can get $5 for a nice axe like this." He marches off into the cane and others follow. "Don't!" a young woman shouts after them. "It's not right." The thief left some hatchets behind, so you and the 3 chumps left start chopping cane. It's brutal work. None of you know what you're doing. Sometime after noon, the truck rolls up with a boozy foreman riding shotgun.
I'm cold and empty. They're the ones who'll bury me. Well, I'm gonna cast my stones o'er the wall.
A family of 9 invites you into their home for a meal. Hogs roam free in the yard. They wallow in shady patches of cool mud, not paying any mind as you pass. During supper, the hard wind puts an awful burden on the walls. The glass dishes, the mother raises up her shoulders into a stern posture.
Yeah, this will be my tale, my vagrant song.
Excusez-moi. Beckoning you over, the woman shows you a letter, beautifully typeset on thick vellum. You're struck, but you are dismayed to read the first paragraph. Lorem ipsum dolor sit amet, and the address under the monogram in the letterhead. 12345 Road Street. This place doesn't exist, you try to explain as loud and His smile lights up the room, or rather the cab of the locomotive. Folks gather round as he sure doesn't help much. A round of applause erupts.
Remember now who gets you there on the advertised. Casey Jones.
Won't heed temptation. I just walk on by. Won't heed temptation. I just walk on by. Yeah, the devil gon' lay his snare for me, but his power I will deny. Won't heed temptation. Just walk on by. Oh yeah.
The cave is really
readying these for sale, friend.
He wipes his hands on his pants.
This pile of skulls, clearly, why, these skulls belong to no one. They're just here, lying under this mound, waiting for...
Little sunlight reaches that deep in, but you can still see the skeletal remains. their heads carelessly removed, laying neatly in their excavated resting places, each one lovingly surrounded by stone effigies, earthenware. You sigh and walk away. Halfway back to the road, you pass by his truck. It's empty now, but the back, fuck it. You slash the tires, and for good measure, drain.
You look good, honey. You got a life? You like a good story? I like to hear about people and make bets with them. I like to hear about the weird, handsome people. Get convinced by the rich jackasses who'll play blackjack and lose into the night. Dames who are lit cigarettes burning to the end. I want to be around furious people who use me. Come close. A boy told me a bunch of sad story lies today. Sometimes you have to bet yourself. Be loyal to your choice. Got any stories with... I spent a night in jail once, and it were nicer than when I was 12, she caught me kissing a girl once. And I said to her, "But you said I ain't to kiss no boys, and I ain't. Got any stories with ghosts or murderers or..." Sweetheart, a long time ago, I took a pack of cards and hopped on a cargo. No one loves harder and tries harder than the... Hey! I remember my stepdad. He taught me how to... I know what it's like. Got any stories? Sounds like you're trying to sell me. Maybe in the end it's the night. Last night, I lay back and all I got from that person. But me? Next time, why don't we spend some time with bourbon and 5-card stud? You bring the bourbon, of course.
You've enjoyed a break on the beach, staring off the edge of the world. But the sun is starting to go. He smiles weakly. I just got fired. First Spanish-American. I could try the docks, but there's already more men than just. He calms as the sun drops below the horizon. An expanse of darkness is ahead of you. It takes you a moment to notice his sobbing over the noise of the waves.
We need a sixth,
she told you, beckoning from the steps of a great dark mansion. Your host keeps her eyes closed as she beseeches the spirits of the dead. The whole table starts to shake, threatening to lift right off the ground. And then, the staid candle flames start. The damned candles are dancing in mid-air around you now, singeing. When you come to your senses, sunrise has begun to creep in. The parlor is empty, but for you and
well, I'm gonna scroll my name on the bare bones of the earth. I'm gonna dig my heels into the ground. 'Cause when that ferryman comes for to tally up my worth, I won't leave much to find that can be found. I'm gonna heft my spade up upon my weary back. I'm gonna keep lacerites tucked in my soul. 'Cause when my coals burn low and my trains run out of track, won't be no one else to dig my hole. Except the wind and the sea. And when I'm cold and empty, they're the ones who'll bury me.
no fence, gate, or sign marks the entrance to the cemetery. A wood board, bleached white, unknown. The word was painted. You're already quiet, so maybe it's silly. A sparrow calls. Looks nicer now.
When the night comes down for to take me hand in hand, this will be my tale, my vagrant song. Yeah, this will be my tale, my vagrant song.
You You emerge from the underbrush and find yourself at the edge of a field. A farmhouse sits at the other end. Close by, a large family is tending to the plants together. They pause and regard you. The family is almost too nice to you. When you ask for water, they don't even let you walk to the pump by the house. A child, halfway through your glass, you notice someone moving furtively down by the house. His wife arrives with a bag full of sandwiches for you. And
'Cause when that ferryman comes for to tally up my worth, I won't leave much to find that can be found.
You rest in a field where a well-dressed stranger talks your ear off on all manner of subjects. The weather, fireflies in summer,
Death bones. Heard 'em rattle like clank, clink, clank. More startling than wind chimes in a tornado. That don't matter. I'm fine. Got my savior waiting at the pearly gates. Sure was good to meet you.
The man pauses, rubs his chin.
Else to dig my hole. Well, I got no companion except the wind and the sea. And when I'm cold and empty, they're the ones who'll bury me.
The soldier sits in the dirt with his legs splayed out, like a child would sit. You kneel in front of the soldier. The soldier leans in, uncomfortably close to inspect your features. A shadow falls on the soldier's face.
You damn Yankee!
He pulls you in by the wrist.
Tell my vagrant song. Yeah, this will be my tale, my vagrant song.
The blistering sun has scared even birds into the shade. But a middle-aged woman and a young couple are... The three of them rush over to you, suddenly
Cause when that ferryman comes for to tally up my worth, I won't leave much to find that can be found.
First tree in a mile, and it's just you cool down in the shade. The dense sound of many conversations cuts your nap short.
Can't get enough. Porcelain, chrome, the rusty one.
Tucked left in my soul. 'Cause when my coals burn low and my trains run out of track, won't be no one else to dig my hole. Bury me.
He sings as he works, his voice warm and soft as the making molasses, he says to your unasked question. I got some set aside. He comes back with a murky flask, waving on. You help him haul the barrels over to the metal boiler. You pour in the juice and set the fire. It's hot work. He fetches water and dark bread.
Vagrant song. Yeah, this will be my tale. My vagrant song.
I take a look at you, figure we're heading to the same place. You've been walking a long time, same as me, trying to find where you fit. You ever wonder if that place don't exist? No shame in it, I do. You start to wonder when you're alone. But anyway, you know any good true track? I hear family, the sharecroppers union, but anyway, now I feel. Good to hear a story that's more happy than the world. A story about something that's mine. Home, you might call it. You got any good, happy stories? That was a good one. Wish I could have your story face. So, body and soul. All
That was where I was. So, well, I wish I ain't never. Here's the sun. I got to get going. It's probably the kind of story you down on your luck. How about you?
I'm gonna scroll my name on the bare bones of the earth. I'm gonna dig my heels into the ground. 'Cause when that ferryman comes for to tally up my worth, I won't leave much to find that can be found.
Electric lamps stipple the cotton field before you. You're gently low. You're pulled out of your slumber by a woman's. The woman screams. You wake up.
Well, I'm gonna heft my spade up upon my weary back. I'm gonna keep lacerites tucked in my soul. 'Cause when my coals burn low, trains run out of track, won't be no one else to dig my hole. Well, I got no companion except the wind and the sea. And when I'm cold and empty, they're the ones who'll bury me. Well, I'm gonna cast my stones o'er the waters of this land, and by I'll see them far and long. When the night come down for to take me hand in hand, this will be my tale, my vagrant song. Yeah, this will be my tale, my vagrant song.
Lenny's in. She sets a tray on the counter. On it sits a hodgepodge of stitched.
I don't want your money. You got something better.
Her knife is fast. She slices a thin line. As you reach the door, a man calls.
I'm gonna scroll my name on the bare bones of the earth. I'm gonna dig my heels into the ground. my worth. I won't leave much to find that can be found. Well, I'm gonna heft my spade up upon my weary back. I'm gonna keep lacerates tucked in my soul. 'Cause when my coals burn low and my trains run out of track, won't be no one else to dig my hole.
An excitable man in dirty suspenders waves you up. The cave interior is nice. Back of the skull has a hole about the... The man jumps out of his suspenders when he notices your return.
Friend!
The man slaps his forehead and tongue clicks. It's a shiny silver coin.
Mi pala en mi espalda agotada. Voy a guardar mi ruego entre mis suelas. Pues cuando mi llama llegue hasta abajo, ya mi tren se le acabe guiar. No va a haber nadie más que cabe mi hoyo. Pues yo no tengo amigo más que el viento y el mar. Y cuando esté frío y falta, estos son los que me enterrarán, que me entierran. Pues voy a tirar estas piedras sobre las aguas de esta tierra y más tardar.
He's parked his car by the side of the road.
Well, what's it look like I'm doing?
He asks, as though it's obvious. He doesn't sound...
Not the stars, friend.
His tone...
Nothing yet. But we all know it's out there, waiting.
Little remains of the Alamo. You come across a well. He looks up at you, and you get a better look at his face. No. It's too late for me. He bats your hand away. He makes a hollow noise like he's trying to laugh.
days ride from Tulsa en route to Santa Fe. And there beneath the blazing sun, my horse began to sway. Was then I heard a thunderous sound come rising up behind. The hoofbeats of 12 horsemen, their course locked onto mine. White rider, ain't fixin' for to join your faded line. White rider, don't come to claim me for I had my time. Ride from Tulsa, the riders still in tow. They were dressed in white from toe to tip, pale horses trod below. And last among their number, a chilling sight to see. The 13th horse lay empty, with a saddle meant for me. White rider, ain't fixin' for to join your faded line. White rider, don't come to claim me for I had my time.
When was the last time you ever prayed? For me, it feels like a lifetime. My hands, I never, there's a sting like fiery needles like surging through my fingers and my hands. And yet, when these hands are picking fruit from the ground, $1 y 20 centavos, $1.20 y the absence of a... Now, can you tell me a sad story? Something... And that one, endings. Oh, I've seen. I chased. I worked hard. Do you know anything funny? My past. It bit my leg. And then she would just look at me, please. Home. Mi padre said, maybe you have a... And that one, joy. I wonder sometimes at what I hope when maybe you have a good. Oh, do not make up stories to only make love. I'd rather not speak about him. The least you. Well, here is the sun. Besides, you must be tired of listening. What about you?
From Tulsa, when I pitched into the sand, my legs gave out, my body lacked the strength enough to stand. The horsemen moved upon me then, their leader to my side. He said, son, I think the time has come to saddle.
They sheepishly, how else, approach the... He rides a white horse. No. A pale horse. No.
My flock. Bigger than it has been in centuries.
You notice you can't see the horizon.
White rider, they come to claim me now. I had my time.
There's a wallet on the ground. They're on the ground just behind him. You snag him before he crushes them with an errant knee. You shake your head.
Rats. Well, thanks.
Your seat is The first few scenes play out abruptly. Takes you a second to realize. The booing starts when it's clear. railway was a fast... Your motion disturbs the bird. Mary, I can't... The rider did not make it far. Some 200 yards across the track. The clothes at the front are bloody. You fear your feet will sink. Was there a road you were supposed to be? The air around the stone, the buttons on his coat, some croaking noise ahead on what passes. The jackrabbit flees across the desert, and the hare turns as it lands and carries the momentum forward. The hunt emboldened, the cat